cool seeing Patty T and Jake Knapp win it. We're gonna go through her what's in the bag here in just a bit, which we went over Jake Knapp's what's in the bag earlier this year. So I'm gonna pull this up.
Yeah.
This is Patty. The picture on our main feed's a little bit better, but on excuse me on the thumbnail for today. But let's pull this. This is her bag. She is a Titleist staffer. Um, Adidas apparel,
Through
which
and
we'll get
through,
to at
huh?
the yeah, through and through. No breaks in the or in the bag there. So she's I think she goes back and forth quite a bit. So I thought I saw a couple of drivers in her bag. She still plays the GT3, I believe. Every once in a while she'll switch that back in and out. But playing the TSR2 at 8 degrees this week with the Mitsubishi Tensei 1K Blue and the 50 gram stiff. So the Tensei shaft is one that we've seen in other ladies' bags. Nelly has a couple of Tenseis in her bag as well. And one we
Yep.
reviewed about a month ago. I can't remember which young lady it was, but you see this pretty consistently. This is the shaft that I play, not in my driver. I play the orange in my driver, and when we get a couple of clubs down, we'll talk about some similarities there. Any comment here?
Yeah, I'm guessing she went TSR2 8 degrees this week because wide fairway is just trying to hit big drives, just trying to get it down the fairway as far as possible. Um, I mean, I don't know, bro. I like the Tensei Blue. The Tensei Blue really has taken over for me as far as my 3 wood shaft. Or I'm sorry. My hybrid shaft. My 3 wood shaft
Mm,
is still a Raging Cajun shaft, but I really do enjoy the Tensei Blue. I have mine in X stiff, 75 grams, and I have mine tipped an inch, and it feels amazing when I do have it. But the shaft that I have currently in my 3 wood plays very similar to that as far as flight, distance, and it's just something that I've had in my bag for multiple years. So that's why I keep it in. But I have a Tensei Blue in my office just in case, and then I have that Tensei Blue, the very same 1K, um, and I have it tipped an inch, X stiff, 75 grams in my hybrid shaft. And I
I
mean, it
don't.
is the best thing that has happened to that.
Yeah, I don't like it necessarily in the driver. It's
Right.
the blue is a spinny shaft. You get a lot more revs with it, so I think it's useful in woods and or your 3 wood, 5 wood hybrid. But I don't necessarily love it in the driver. Maybe
Yeah.
she has a unique swing profile with her driver where she wants more spin. I do not like it. I felt like when I was playing the blue in my driver, I was losing yardage and it was not rolling out in the fairway. So I would love
Yeah.
to hit more
Right.
of a knuckleball. So that's why I've been playing the orange and have flirted with moving to the white as well. In her 3 wood, the TSR2 again at 15 degrees. With the Mitsubishi Diamana whiteboard shaft at 63 grams stiff again.
Hmm.
Not surprising. I mean, the Diamana is also making a bit of a comeback. We've seen a lot of
Yeah.
players this year playing with the new Diamana, so good on them. For not just laying down and accepting defeat in the shaft game. So again, this shaft is becoming kind of repopularized this year. And so here we go again, the TSR2 and her 5 wood, and there's that 1K white. Again, interesting mix. Usually we see the white or not in a 5 wood or hybrid, but here she is. Maybe she likes to hit it off the tee every once in a while. Again, this is the lowest spinning version of the Tensei lineup. The orange is
Yeah.
kind of in the middle. The white is a super low spin. And also the weighting is not super surprising, but I was expecting her to go a little heavier than her 3 wood. But, she's found something or a combination that has worked for her. So that was an interesting,
Yeah, I
mix
think
with.
with the women though, I think they don't really need weight because they're not swinging it as fast as the PGA is. I think they want to get more. RPMs up. So I think that's why they typically stay towards that 50 to 60 range, even in, just like you saw in the driver. I mean, even Lydia Ko, as slight as she is, she's using a 50 gram. So she's
Right.
got a little bit of weight, but, they want to swing fast. With
Yeah, it was.
as technically sound as they are,
And then we get into the irons. So she's got a, not a not a full combo set, but in her 4 iron, she's got the T200, a little bit more help coming from that iron. And then her 5-through pitching wedge, she's got the Titleist T100s with the
yeah,
Nippon NS Pro. We've seen also the Nippon be super popular. I think Lydia was also, if I'm not mistaken, I don't want to commit to that, but I remember someone else, some other, lady player, rocking the same Nippon shaft. So also becoming popular on both tours. We've seen this in a handful of bags throughout this year as well.
yeah. I think I mean, clearly she's a hooper. I mean, for her to have a 4 iron still in her bag on the tour, that's saying a lot. We've all seen it because there's so many good ladies on the tour that are 4 hybrid, 5 hybrid,
Right.
6 hybrid, even,
Right.
or 6 wood and stuff like that, 25 degree, 7 heaven wood and stuff like that. So I think she's a hooper. For her to be playing the T100s instead of the T150s, again, doesn't need the help. And I think the Nippon NS Pro helps out a lot with that as well, because probably playing 115 or 110 or something like that. I don't think she's crazy enough to play the 120s or so. But Nippon NS Pro is going to take some spin off of the ball. It's going to come in a little bit more piercing. I think when you can control your trajectory, when you can control your spin, you're not really necessarily worried about high rev on a iron shaft. So they're typically trying to go for a low traj, and they're typically trying to go and take spin off the ball.
Not no surprise, she's playing the Vokey design SM10s, coming latest and greatest from Titleist in a 50, 55, and a 60. And then the
Mm-hmm.
Nippon NS Pro Modus Wedge at 115 grams. So I think there's definitely some credence to what you were saying in regards to the weight on her irons, in terms of they're probably a little bit lighter than that wedge shaft that she's using right there.
Yeah. 50, 55,
Mhm.
60. That's not something we normally see. What do you think about that?
I like it. Honestly, I'm always a little bit partial. So, funny story: the first set of clubs that I had was a hand-me-down set from our uncle, and it came with the 55-degree wedge. It was a set of Tommy Armor blades, and so I had gotten a 55-degree wedge in there. So every time I see a 55, I always think it's interesting, but I don't hate it. I mean, I'm pretty sure she's able to be versatile with that 55, especially with the grind that she's utilizing. She can probably open that up, maybe square it up a little bit and do some different things with it to compensate. So I think she probably, the way I look at it, because one of my original Nike wedges had a similar grind. So I would do some kind of different things with it, kind of open it up, make it a 56, 57 sometimes, just to give it
Yeah.
a little more loft, or just again, toe down, make it square to get a little bit more yardage out of it and take a couple of degrees off. So I imagine she
Yeah.
does that to help, with her some of her gapping. But I also, in the ladies' game, don't think wedges are as crucial as they are in the men's game, where it's more bomb and gouge. So I don't think it comes into play as much, if that's, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. I think the M wedge is the most versatile wedge that Vokey has right now. And then I think the 60 with 4 degrees bounce, I think that's probably, what she uses around the green. Tight lies, Florida greens, and stuff like that, just so that she can have something that she knows she can pinch and not worry about having the club bounce up and thick or chubby it and stuff like that. So I think The main thing to me is the degrees because usually, everybody else is really just 4 or so degrees, or even you've seen some that are like 50, 56, 58, with the 58 bent to like 59. You know how some
Yeah.
some guys are weird like that. But 50, 55, 60 is kind of crazy. I would like to see her go through and maybe do like a social media thing and do like her stock yardages or her carry yardages like Nelly has done for
Yeah.
TaylorMade. Maybe she could do that for Titleist and see what those yardages are looking like. I mean, she's a long hitter, so we want to know what she's hitting. Her 60 probably goes about, 75, 80. 55 probably goes about, 95, 100. 50 goes about, 110, 115 or so. But other than that, I just think it's trippy to me because you don't see that every day. Well, we talked about
Oh,
that
I get
before,
it. No, I get it. I think just seeing some different stuff. I mean, I get it. Like you're probably thinking, yeah, she should have a, typically you'd see a 58, right, to keep it tight. But
Yeah,
again, I trust that she knows what's best for her
she
game,
knows what
or
she's doing.
has
Absolutely.
flipped changed it up. Um, Again, also she goes back and forth between putters as well. She has more of a it's a not a mallet style, but with the two tines in the back from Scotty Cameron that she also changes out every once in a while. But playing with this tour type squareback 2 prototype, a little bit beefier than the
Yeah,
typical
that's the
Scotty
white
Newport
blade.
2. Yeah, I like
Hmm.
this one. I actually like
Me
this one
too.
a little bit. And also, they don't have the pictures on here, but I want to say she has the smooth face. There's no grooves on her putter, so she's just got the flat. No additional grooves or inserts on this putter. So that's an
Yeah.
interesting little tidbit.
Low key as it may be, I mean, when you look at her bag, she's got the Circle T Tour, tour putter only head cover on there. So she's stunning a little bit on us. It's fine. I'm a little bit hurt, but that is a Circle T, and she really be hitting it. I mean, but
Right out the center every time.
golly, she was putting her face off.
Yep.
Lordy.
Then no surprises here. Titleist Pro V1X. This is her marking with
Yep.
the just straight black line through the Titleist, and she also has the lineup line as well. So I like that. I like the alignment line utilization.
Yep.
And interesting shoe wear choice this week. So these were definitely noticeable. So I had to go look up. So this is the Adidas Rolling Link Superstar Spikeless. Again, unique. She is usually rocking Adidas. Typically, she wears like the more traditional looks, the more kind of sporty,
Like
not
the Tour
sporty.
360.
Yeah, yeah. So this was different for her, but I don't hate it. Here's why. I personally love a good flat base golf shoe. I feel like I have usually have one of my best rounds playing when I'm flat footed. So a lot of my shoes are based that way. Maybe she found something in this, so we'll see. Again, she changes out shoes quite a bit. When I was, kind of just looking back to see if she'd worn these before. This was the only picture that I could find with her wearing these particular shoes, and then other ones definitely showcased some variety. So I'm interested to see how long she sticks with these. And there are 4 different colorway choices with this particular shoe. They only had like this one, I believe, that had that kind of traditional little flap, kind of old school golf look on a modern shoe. But we'll see if she pulls these out next year as well. That's one thing to look for.
Yeah.
So that's Patty T's What's in the Bag. Congratulations to her and Jake Knapp. Again, I'll re-mention we did Jake Knapp's What's in the Bag earlier in the year. So go check that out. And we'll add this one. I'll edit this one up and put it on the playlist as well. You get a lot of stuff out of this channel, y'all. A little business knowledge, a little technical golf knowledge, a little BS in here and there. You're in a well-rounded environment. So
Absolutely.
uh hit that subscribe button, hit that membership button. We got you covered on all things golf.